A silver moon and a jewelled sky, velvet shades in the valley, mystic birds and a haunting cry, phantom wings in a hurry, through lonely heath and bracken brown, a little red fox is roaming, and a skylark dreams neath the pale moonbeams, and a wild rose scents the gloaming. No, I never was a lonely person. Well, I never married. No, I never met anyone. Nor I don't think that I was interested in meeting anyone. You get people of that calibre, you know. I had a lot of siblings, and I don't recall a terrible lot of stuff about them, you know. But I remember aunts and elderly people, mostly. And I was inspired by some of the stuff they told me, and I wasn't inspired in other parts, you know. See, when I was small, there was a lot of poverty. I had been reared in an age of, well, not great poverty, but it would have been more pronounced than it is now, you know. I mean, nothing's good enough for people now, you know. They want too much, I think. This part of it is a headstone, you know. Well, there's a lot of it, but it's worn, badly worn off by cattle walking on it and different animals and one thing and another, you know. But it was a noticeable part of our kitchen floor, and there used to be, when I was a small boy, there used to be a lot of country dancing in houses. That's no longer with us, seemingly, you know. A lot of it has faded out anyway, in my opinion, you know. But you see lettering, that type of lettering was common in the days when that tombstone was. It's a long tombstone, you know. It's about down to the door. You know. But there was a lot of dancing done on that flagstone, even before the Monaghans danced on it, you know. Everyone felt free to going into a rambling house. You knew that you were welcome, and you sort of fitted in naturally into the local scenery, you know. But you always felt welcome, and there was always a welcome even on the door. Then the rambling houses in my lifetime, they faded out, badly out of existence, you know. There wasn't the same, didn't seem to be the same welcome at the doorsteps for the. Well, there were a lot of shades of that type going that time when the stone curtain was going in its glory. The Dublin people took over, and I haven't been up in that Carrigan all this long years, you know. I discovered that it just had a pure curiosity. That was in my blood, you know. And I had a brother that died, and he died young, you know. And he was a better stonemason than me, you know. It was in my grandfather's blood, and my great-grandfather's blood, and my father's blood as well, you know. And it was a natural interest, and I tried to employ it as best as I could, you know. And that turned a lot of other things as well, you know. You do lose your tongue. La 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 la. And then you get different airs, and you can change the whole thing, you know. I have a fiddle in our down the next apartment here. I never bother it much. I just reached the stage and the age that I decided that I had. No, I learned it from people that had heard. Well, I find that all of these fishes all over Ireland by time. Yeah. Then there's different tempos, you know, when you reach the different, you can make it sound good, and then you kind of make it. Yeah, you hear very little anymore. That fiddle is about, it's a date from the early 1870s. And it's such a sad history, you know. That fiddle belonged to a teenager who was murdered. But everything's sad about that fiddle, you know. I just couldn't explain it. Nice bit of leather work on it. That looks like something that my brother did. 58. There's the word prison in it. I mean, at my age, my eyesight isn't. I'd try prison, yeah. Yeah, he was in prison for his politics. I was in prison for my politics as well. Well, I didn't like it. I wasn't as long in prison as my brother, you know. So, I just didn't like it. We were kept in our box too much, you know. Well, there were caught some guards that were more alert than the fellows that were being chased, you know. No, I was defiant all the way. I didn't admit doing any wrong, I was justified in doing what I was doing, you know. No, I just told them that I wasn't ashamed of what I was doing, collecting at the chocolate gate, you know. Oh, I do remember that, firing those guns, you know, out in the course, out in the open, you know. I felt natural. No, my father was the same politics as myself. My father was Brainy's father, you know. No, we're all of the same politics. I'm militant. I would be much more militant than the rest of them. It seemed to happen naturally. All the groups that I was involved in. And, well, what years were you going back to? What area would you be going back to now?
The 70s, early 70s?
Yeah, or maybe earlier. Yeah. But I was always a militant leftist. I was very close to Jamie McGarrigle. He lived in the summer months, he was going on holidays from wherever he lived, I can't remember. And I spent a lot of time in the company of Jamie McGarrigle. And he was a mine of information, especially in the historical world, He knew all the rebels of the past, and I enjoyed to meet with a man like Jamie McGarrigle, and I give me pride for the. You see she was carrying a coffin.
You carrying his?
Pardon?
You were carrying his coffin?
Yeah. That's a very ancient crucifix. And there's a very sad story attached to it. Crucifix was found in the area, where the Barnes campus. It was found by a man named, he was a neighbour of mine. It was found in the 1870s, I think, period, by this neighbour of mine. And that's where I got it. And that's what's going to stay until I'm ready for the clay. The man that found that and Gavin Barnes Moore, he gave it to me. And he was a small boy. I remember him. He gave it to me when I was a small boy. And then I got to know that the bloody history that it had. But I have no regrets to having it here and watching it. When I lifted this crucifix, I felt that I had handled something good. Stuff here, I should have all recorded all of that stuff before I became an old man, which I am now. A monk that was travelling, and then he boarded a ship somewhere up in the River Erne area to continue his journey, and he never got continuing the journey. He was nabbed in the Barnesmore Gap area. It was a terrible day with the wrong kind of people one time, Their hatred of anything national, was unbelievable. Yeah, British, yeah. The time of the penal days, I feel that the British had no right to do anything here at all. And that what they deserved. Maybe they didn't get enough of what they deserved, but no, I'm a militant Republican and I have no regrets for it at all. Did you ever spend a night in a graveyard? I spent one full night in a local graveyard doing a certain job, that had to be done. There was pressure from local for to do a certain job, and I was the person that did the job. Well, there was moonlight this particular night of a full moon, and it was taking the image of photographs, That was the job. It was weird. I never had spent a night in a graveyard in my life before. I could name the graveyard as Frost's graveyard. You were sort of aware of things, I don't believe in scaring people by anything paranormal, but it was a bit weird, I'm that type anyway that is given to those kind of thoughts, If you think the right things and you do the right things, what you believe is right, I don't think anyone should be scared of that. To be content with what you have and not be too greedy. And not be too begrudging. Again, getting older is a natural thing to get old. Very natural. It's hard to visualize things, when they it's awakening a flood of old memories that I thought were submerged. It can be very challenging to be showing, find it hard to express, Awakening old memories, is it a good thing or a bad thing?